Yo. All right. Hopefully the audio is not trash now. Actually gonna turn up. It'll be okay. All right. Is that dude? Hello, hello. Test, test. 1, 2. All right. Whatever. Yeah, I can't be bothered. Um. All right. Oh, currency exchange. Let's go. What's he got? Go. All right. I want to do like a quick review, just kind of like a recap and like finalizing the build, the League Start build that I have going. Before I swap to a new character. Um, I mean, I say League Start. I started with this. I haven't played a single other character yet. I'm planning to. I got my new build going here, but I'll talk about that in a minute. First, I just wanted to kind of give a review because on the hit based cold Mamba Slayer that I've been playing, which is, I mean, the ideas from Rutu. You've seen his little thing about it. It's not quite the same as his build, but it's pretty close. Um, Definitely check that out. The main difference right now is that, I mean, my tree is a little different. I'm running swords instead of the ambusher daggers, which is what everyone else seems to be running. Um, Let me pull up the ninja again. Let's see. You're gonna builds, keepers, Slayer, Mamba. Start by DPS. Yeah, I'm here. 8 million DPS on poe.ninja. Obviously, that's not even close to the actual DPS. Actual DPS is probably like 30 million ish, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending, right? Because there's a lot of factors in terms of charges and other buffs and whatnot. That need a little bit of ramp, right? For example, like my fortification, right? If it's fully stacked, then obviously I'm getting way more attack speed, which is way more damage. And my charges as well, right? I use endurance or frenzy and brutal charges, as well as the inspiration charges, and yeah, just a couple other stuff, right? So overall, there are these things. All right. It's looking pretty good, right? I mean, it's respectable damage. I feel like I've not had issues. Like I can kill um what is it called? I can kill like Exarch before he does ball phase. Like I can kill basically everything. My main issue is just with defense, and my defense isn't too bad. I mean, on level 98, 60% XP. I was like 30%, and then I kind of lost it back down to 0 on level 98, so that's why I'm not level 99 yet. Um, so I don't die too often anymore, right? I have Progenesis, which is a little bit of a cheat code. Um, it's a little expensive, right? It's probably the most expensive piece of gear that I have. This was at the time that I purchased this. This was expensive. These days, it's a little expensive still. These swords were both like 25, 30 div each as well, so they're a little bit expensive. Um, this one doesn't have a harvest quality enchant. I don't really know. I mean, I just haven't used one, and I haven't felt the need, so I just haven't bothered. Right? Attack speed's probably good. Strike range is probably good. Um, strike range is obviously less DPS, but more QOL. Yeah. Overall, it's the Ralakesh plus Arms Anger's combo. Heat Shiver. Um, yeah, just a good rare chest, and then links. Right? Maybe it's easier to show it off on. Yeah. Just to go over like the changes. I haven't really made many changes since the last thing, but yeah, taming, good taming. Haven't used it. Haven't swapped it out for anything else. Yoke, yeah, good roll yoke, right? No quality on it because I just haven't needed it. Yeah, flat damage ring with attributes, a little bit of res. Don't really need the res. Yeah, weapons are basically as high as you can get on the cold damage and attack speed, right? And then just whatever you can get on crit multi, and then good crit strike chance. And then yeah, weapons penetrate LE res and hits can't be evaded. Pretty good. Grabs. This is kind of important for the build. +1 strike, additional strike is very noticeable, right? I don't run it anywhere else except for on the tree. The mastery here. Yeah. +1 strike, and that's about it. And then this one is also very good. Both of these are great for defense too because they give me damage reduction. Right. Yeah. So this one gives me like 1500 damage shield. This one gives me 4.5k. And the uptime on this one is pretty good because you're basically always applying exposure with hydrospheres as long as the map doesn't have like inflict exposure, which I don't filter for, by the way. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, Heart of Flame is up, whenever I need it, right? Whenever I take damage, actually, and then like actually take damage, because then it'll proc, right? I can kind of self proc it with Blood Rage, a little bit, so that works. That works out. I used to have Blood Rage automation. It's just kind of annoying to have it on automation, because then if you're not leeching or anything, then you start degenning. So I took it off, but I have Steel Skin on automation. Just it's not the best, but it's better than nothing. Just so I have it's just a little extra defense, right? Auras are just Flesh and Stone. I guess that's not really an aura, but yeah, Flesh and Stone, like reservations rather. Flesh and Stone, Precision. It's not even leveled because it'll impact my mana too much if I level it more, but it gives a little bit. I can show actually. The tooltip is like that, and then turn it off, right? It's like not much, but it's okay. So I probably increase the level a little bit, but as you can see, like mana is a thing. I could yeah, I don't have any mana reduction for attacks other than on the tree over here. And then of course Mana Leech. Mana Leech, is kind of all my recovery, right? So it doesn't really matter that much. When I press Tincture, this Tincture uptime is not the best, but because it's super high effect. But obviously, yeah, good pen, good effect, right? Effectiveness, but obviously the mana burn is pretty high, so it doesn't last forever. But as long as I'm hitting a target, it lasts for a while. Like on single target, which is when you need it, it's up, right? And then yeah, so just mana gain on hit and reduce cost right from these nodes here is enough. You don't need more than that. Flasks are just Chris Strike, Jade Flask, Onslaught, right? Silver Flask. Yeah, pretty standard. Defense is like I said, it's like decent, right? I don't like you can die for sure. Like this is definitely more of just like a map. This build is like perfect for the strategy I'm doing that I've been running mostly. Which I'll talk about in a second. But it's more of a boss rush strategy, right? You can do T17 boss rush too. It's a little bit more questionable just because like some of the mods are not great, right? So you just gotta be careful with that. It's doable. You have the damage. The damage is not an issue. It's more survivability, right? Especially in T17s where the bosses and stuff do like ridiculous damage. Chaos res is an issue, right? With Progenesis up, I'm at like positive, like, but like 1 or 2% chaos res. I think it shows on, yeah, really 1 chaos res. So my chaos max is pretty bad, right? Um, but you're rarely dying to LE damage unless you get like multi hit, shotgun by something or whatever. I'll talk about that though. But you can do enough. That's okay. Jewels are light of meaning, cold. I got one cluster. Up here, one cluster is martial press, speed the period, feel the fight. Nothing crazy. I think it's a little. The chaos res maybe makes it a little bit expensive, but it's like 6 div or something. Anyway, jewels are just good rare jewels, right? Very easier to see. These I rolled all these myself, picked them up, or I didn't buy any of them except maybe did I buy this one? I bought one of them, but the other two I basically prepped myself. Picked this up myself as well. I mean, the Symptom Plus doesn't do anything really. It's only a 20% block chance just from the dual wield passive like block. Lethal Pride. I had a different Lethal Pride before, but I picked this one up for my new build, and I'm using it because it's just more damage. Yeah, just in case you're curious, it's giving me crit chance, armor, more crit chance, which is good, right? Regen, this is extra fire, melee damage, right? Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, this one max life, a little bit of max life, right? Um, the other one I was using was a little bit more max life heavy and leech heavy, and had a little bit of double damage nodes as well. Definitely not as good as this one, which is more consistent, right? In terms of like damage, because it's non-conditional. And then still got a little bit massive. Anyway, it's a good one. It was like 20 div, right? It's a good lethal pride one. Yeah, made this tame myself. Easy to come by. This is like 670 at the time, probably cheaper now. Yeah, much cheaper now. Much cheaper now. Right? I bought this like very early. Anyway, not important. That's kind of the setup. Yeah, auto exert. This is important though. If you're running this build, you want to make sure you have auto exert with Battle Mage's Cry and 2 Hydrospheres. Assassin's Mark, Mark on hit. Life tap. I just have it in there. I don't know if it's necessary, but I've got life tap on Whirling Blades as well. Then yeah, Enduring Cry cannot be auto exerted, right? So don't do that. Frost Blink, and yeah, just that's about it. Pretty standard stuff. I do have Awakened Ellie and Awakened Cold, but at this point these aren't super expensive, so yeah, should be okay. The only corrupt I have is my belt, which gives me more max life. You could opt for like a reservation efficiency corrupt or whatever you want, right? Some aura, zero aura effect. I don't know. Just you can get +1 power charge as well, max power charge, which we do get power charge from Assassin's Mark while mapping, but not on single target really, right? I mean you can get them, but like the uptime isn't incredible, right? Like maybe you'll have 1 or 2 up by the time the boss is actually dead. You kill bosses really fast, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's the build. It's been pretty nice actually. Like, been super smooth progression. I'm at 130 or 132. I have yet to do I can do these. I just haven't done it because I forgot to witness Cirrus, and I haven't done Movement of Herbs yet because yeah, I just have the invitation's expensive, and I haven't bothered doing Egon stuff because it's just annoying. And I don't really need to. It's whatever. I'm not like two passive Atlas passive points are like whatever. I don't care. I mean, just for reference, played 5 days, 21 hours. Right. I work full time, so I can't go crazy on that kind of stuff. But you know, it does the job. So yeah, progression's been smooth. Have not had any big issues. I could do just about all the content that I want to do. Um, Obviously, it's not the most defensive setup, which is why I'm making a new character. Um, I'll talk about that later, but I want to show off the strategy that I'm doing to make all my currency. Right now, I'm a little broke because I've been buying stuff up for my new character. I've got leveling gear and the new stuff. I'm recycling some of my stuff. I'm going to use this Relish and Orange Anguish as well as the Lethal Pride. Right, I can always jump back on this character because I'm not getting rid of any of the stuff. Um, but I am recycling those items for this new build, which is going to be a Shield Crush build. Um, yeah, it's just going to be Giga Tanky. Like we're talking like big tank, like 500k EHP. 100k max hit on everything, like type of deal. So should be pretty big, and damage should be about 100 million as well. So if everything works out, anyway, um, it'll be strong. It'll be good. Maybe I'll do some delve with it or Valverde or something. Um, yeah. So the strat has been so far, as you can see here, I've installing some stuff. Is a conk rush. So I started doing harvest and the formed boss rushes and stuff with delirium a little bit here and there, and it was pretty good. I don't like harvest as much because I die more often because it's a lot more rippy, right? They randomly get strong mobs and a bunch of mobs spawn at once. It's like you can die sometimes, and sometimes you get just like random. Also, the chaos damage isn't great from the yellow juice, poison and all that. Like, anyway, yeah, you end up dying sometimes, right? And it's also just more time and currency investment than I care for. But I kind of landed on a strategy. I was doing this setup, Delirium plus Shaper Guardians. Basically just pop in mirrors with using just to go over that strat, which this is a good strat, don't get me wrong. So you use like two Mania, two Paranoia, one Deli Scarab. Is that right? And then yeah, two Mania, two Paranoia, one regular Deli Scarab, and um it's just yeah, you pop the mirror at the start of the map and you run through, get as much you don't have to like full clear anything, you just because of the manias and stuff you can easily get 7 to 8 levels on your rewards, and then you just kill the boss and that upgrades it again, right? Um and since you're doing either you can do this strat with any you can do it with Conquerors, you can do it with Elder Slayers, although it's a little bit more funky because of the way that they have like their own little like portal realm, right? So that sometimes if you get unlucky, the delirium despawns or like cancels out, and then the loot drops in like their portal realm during one of the phases, and then you don't get access to that area, so you lose all the loot. Just be careful. I would recommend not doing this. I generally sell all my um, not Elder Slayer. What are these guys called? Sorry. Um, what are these guys called? Twisted, right? The Twisted. Uh, yeah, I sell them. The Elder Slayer is what I do, right? So before I was running mostly these guys, Shaper Guardians. Um, right, deformed, whatever. And then I swapped to doing Conk Rush, and I dropped Delirium. I decided to. This is kind of the strategy I've landed on, and it's by far just the best. You print money, you can easily make 15D an hour if you're going like reasonably fast. and it's pretty chill, very easy, very quick. It's really fun to do because all you do is you just blast through the map, kill the boss, go next, and then do the invitations every 5. Right? The so yeah, let me just talk about that real quick. The idea here is that you're expecting a map drop. Um, yeah, you're going for map drop strategy plus um like this kind of stuff, destructive play, chisels, uh, quant, shrines, just to make your runs faster, and then picking up some basically all the scarab wheels as well, just for some scarabs and stuff. Um, and you do tend to get a few. I'm not blocking many things because I mean there are a lot of decent scarabs, and I just don't have the points to block them all, and I don't really know what I would block. Um, you can opt for more ultimatum scarab chance because those are pretty valuable. Um, Blight, there's some decent blight ones. There's some decent ritual ones. Not as I think the best ones are ultimatum. What's it called? Ambush. Yeah, ambush. There's a domination scarab that's worth something. There's a blight scarab that's worth something. Um, Cornucopia is okay. Some of these smaller ones are okay. I would probably block. I'm doing delirium, so I kind of want to self-sustain those. Or I was doing some, right? So I want to have those drop. Yeah. I would say you can block ritual. Um, maybe the Calgar stuff too. Um, and expedition too, probably. Yeah. Just for the higher chance of the other scarabs. Anyway, so that's the idea. Basically, you run the map with scarabs of conversion and escalation. That's literally it. Pop it in, make sure it's witnessed, and you press go. And yeah, I'll show it off. Um, just make sure it's good. All right. Yeah, I'll show it off. But it's super easy. So the other thing you might notice is that pretty much all these are strand maps. I was mostly doing beach. Beach is good. Strand is nice. Anything where you can just run through the map, kill as much as possible without going down any side paths, and it's not too long, right? So I'll talk about it as we map, but this strategy is fantastic. I really like it. It's perfect for this build because this build has, as I almost died to the chaos damage. um, I probably shouldn't pick up the shrines just to show off like what it looks like without shrines because you don't need shrines to do this. They just make your life better. What am I? Okay. Yeah. So the idea with Strand, right, is that you can kind of just run along and kill stuff, right? I pop the breach, even if I don't do it, just because you get a little bit of graph blood. Usually I clear like half the bar, and then I go. I don't do the whole thing because it takes too much time, and you still get like 300 graph blood ish. The idea is you do. I don't think I killed him, but you do want to kill. Yes, you do want to kill stuff, right? Okay, I did kill him. So there, Maven called 2 bosses, right? Which is what you want. You want to clear enough of the map to where she spawns in an extra 2 bosses, right? Ideally, you don't have to. You know, 1 boss is good enough, but yeah. See, I didn't have the shrine buffs, and I still just kind of like nuke the boss, right? Keep in mind these are the mods on these maps are not crazy. I don't care about the mods. The only mods I avoid are what is it? Cannot leech from enemies and charge stealing because I need this deception. Pick out deception contracts. They're worth like 5C each or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of the map. That's kind of the idea. Amount of portal scrolls, fantastic. That's really annoying. Why do we still have portal scrolls, bro? They took out wisdom scrolls basically from the game. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, so don't forget to top up on portal scrolls. So you do burn through them pretty fast with this strat. But yeah, so basically you want a map. I mean, here's the thing. It's gonna be more expensive. You look at these maps, right? They're selling for like 10 to 15 chaos, right? The strand ones. For example, the best way to do this, by the way, beach map, right? Citadel, click search, and you scroll through. Make sure you click instant bio only. This is why these kind of strategies are much better now because you can easily just travel to somebody's hideout, pick up the stuff, and go. Um, Oftentimes people will have bulk in their shop, so you can just buy up all the maps that you care about. Normally, I run beach. Um, I'm pretty sure I have a beach map in here somewhere, but yeah, I see. I'll swap that here so I can show it all. But yeah, the idea is you just blast through. You want to use implementing scarab conversion and scarab escalation, so you get more. Now these are mostly just out. They're not um particularly like modded up. I don't really pay attention. I just buy them and then filter the two mods that I can't run. And the rest I can run. I can run reflect because I have awaken LE damage, and then I also have the Slayer node, which means no phase reflect, right? So I don't care about reflect. There is one that says action speed can't be lowered, and I just do enough damage so it doesn't matter, right? Like you do get this build is like a cold damage build, right? But I don't really care. But yeah, the idea is you just whirling blades through the map, kill everything, right? You have really high attack speed, so everything feels super smooth. You kind of just explode stuff because you have strike range with Sion's Ambition, Anoint, and some of the nodes on the tree. You have additional strikes from your graph. And there we get a map, right? So the idea with this strategy is that those scarabs are giving us map drop chance, right? And we're getting, we're specking scarab bloodlines. Nice, right? Like you get scarabs fairly often. Earlier today, I got like a valuable blight scarab, the best ultimatum scarab, right? Yeah, watch out for the degen. Degen hurts a lot on this build because you don't. If you're not leeching, right? If you're not leeching, then you're gonna die to degen. But you don't really care, right? Like about much else. And there's another map from that Maven boss as well. So yeah, the idea is like these bosses are dropping. You can drop these special maps, right? In the map and also from the bosses, right? Because you have the passive tree, right? You've got map boss chance to drop Shaper, Cortex, Conqueror maps, right? Elder maps too, and Scarabs, right? So you're summoning as many bosses as possible, killing them, and getting the maps and stuff. And the maps sell, and of course, you do the Maven invitations when they come around, which are really good money because they give you the splinters and awaken supports and boards of conflict, and chisels, right? And then you also get chisels from the bosses too, the map bosses. Well, you have a chance to, right? Because of your passive tree, right? Um, so yeah, you make a lot of money, and the fragments too, right? The Elder Slayer fragments sell as well. You can sell them in bulk for a decent amount. Yeah, so you easily make plenty of currency. It's super chill. Like I said, it's been a while since I died. It's yeah, as long as you don't stand still and yeah, you keep moving. I can show this breach. There's a synth map. There's a shrine in here. What is happening? I can show this breach. Like you can clear breaches. It's no issue, right? You kind of just blow up any. I can pop this essence to you. Like I don't care, right? Like damage is great. Clear is pretty solid, even though you're melee. you're basically not melee, right? Hope maybe I get a boss here. Just one shot him, right? Like, um, yeah. Make sure to see pretty nice stuff. The breach is good for gold, by the way. That is another reason to do it. I sometimes I was like, oh, I'll do it. Other times I'm like, nah, I don't really feel like it. It just depends on what you're in the mood for, really. I would say it's okay. Like you tend to make some money from it because yeah, you'll pick up like the wounds and stuff, and you'll craft them with the tree, right, and get some currency back or get a nice unique every now and then, right? So it tends to be worth it, but yeah, you can insta kill this guy too. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes he does the little DR or like phase mini phase thing that he does, but not beat it. I will say the next conqueror, this guy, is the one that can kill you if you're not careful. But he hasn't killed me in a long time. But he does like the triple projectile, like I don't know, I think it's lightning damage. I'm not 100%. Um, but if it overlaps and hits you and you're not what's it called? You don't have Progenesis up, or you don't, you're not like leeching, or your fortifications falling off, then yeah, you kind of just fall over to that. Um, yeah, here's a beach map, by the way. So I like beach because it's a little bit cheaper than Strand. Strand, everyone knows Strand is nice. Dunes is also a good map, but that's generally more expensive as well. And the thing with this strat is the what's it called? The investment is giga low. Like the most like each map is, you know anywhere from 9 to, I usually don't spend more than 12C on the maps um themselves, like the conquer maps, and this is with selecting for the maps that I want to run. You could also just opt to not do that and make it cheaper by running okay, I've dropped so many exalts this league, by the way, like literally like 20 plus. Abomination, nice. Abomination, like, think about beach is that you do drop abomination, not fortress, which is a little bit of a profit loss. So it probably does make up for being more expensive if you end up running something like dunes, right? I'm running this map a little slow, by the way. I don't normally clear that much, but what's it called? Yeah, as you can see, you drop a lot of these. Is there? What the? Anyway, you drop a lot of those maps, right? The special influence maps. Yeah, with this guy, just be careful. Just move out of the way, like, cause he'll insta cast his thing, and I mean, I shouldn't die from it, now, like where my character's at, but like you definitely can die with it. It does a lot of damage, right? So that's the only thing to be wary of, really, with these maps. And I do run, like, I don't care about any LE damage, even chaos damage. I don't care about, like, your leech kind of protects you quite a bit. Fort is really good as well. Progenesis, obviously, if you have that, it's great. You don't need it. I was running this without, but I do die less with it, right? Like noticeably less. I very rarely die anyway. Like I could have easily been level 99 if I didn't just randomly decide to try harvest again. Um, yeah, harvest is like, yeah, especially with altars and stuff. You can accidentally click on an altar that makes you take freaking flat cast damage per second when you have flashed up, and then you just die, right? If you're not careful, if you're not leeching, which happened to me like twice. So, um, yeah, this stuff I don't think is worth anything. I'm not. I mean, this is Ivory Tower, like maybe worth something if it's a good roll. But you do drop a lot of influence items, which they easily sell for like 5+C, depending on what they are. Like this, right? Base is 4. Depending on what you roll, maybe you get something pushes it up to like anywhere to 10. I usually just list them for like 5C. And they do tend to sell. Like I'll show you the shop I'm running. Yeah, these are basically all like influenced, fractured, whatever, synth, implicit items, right? And I just kind of like list them for whatever. Not all of them sell, but most of them, right? This as well, a lot of like random stuff, right? I mean, stuff doesn't sell, you just drop the price, right? I tend to underprice my stuff. Why is 2 chaos? This should not be 2. like one to buy it. But nobody's bought it. Oh wait, no, this is 2K. I see. I thought this was something else. I guess somebody bought my other foils. Okay, because I had my old weapons here. Anyway, yeah. So stuff tends to sell, and I replace it. Yeah. Same with the awakened supports. I always price them like 1C under whatever the standard list price is, and they sell really fast, right? Much rather something sell than sit in my stash for days on it, right? So yeah, just I would say lean on the side of underpricing your stuff by like a very small amount, right? Even just 1C makes a huge difference. Like people see it first when they search, right? Because it's lower price. And of course, it's always lower price. Like it's better, right? Same with like this abomination map, for example, right? Like I'll list this for like 24C, right? Because the average is like, okay, maybe not, maybe 25. That's the other thing. You do have to be careful. Make sure, like, right, like when you're looking, make sure you're searching for instant bio only, right? So they're selling for 30 because people price fix with this, right? You can see like 10C. That's not right, Uh, instant bio only. Okay, 33C seems to be. So I would sell this for like 32, right? 32C. Okay. And with this strat, I have like a handful. I usually sell them like every now and then. So I've got like only 4 saved up here. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're dropping plenty of maps. I don't know why I'm emptying my inventory. I should probably wait on that. Sell that later. Deception contracts are worth something. Blueprints are worth something. The rest of them are not. So I wouldn't bother. But yeah, sorry. I should do the Maven invitation first before I dump stuff. So the way that I always keep like scour, I'll scour until you hit 60% quant or more with mods that you're okay with. So whatever that may be for your build, basically you out scour. I pretty much self-sustain scours and outs, right? So this is fine for me, right? Like I said, the only mods that I don't run are cannot leech and charge stealing because I need both of those for my offense and defense, right? Right. There's not really any real secret. Okay, I died. To these. The good thing about this is that you don't lose XP in these, right? So I don't really care if I die. Although I don't usually die, but like I said, this guy can kill you. Yeah. I just kind of stood still, right? If you stand still, you probably will die. Because that one guy gives you the. What do you think about? Like I can tank this, like it's okay. I died there because I was getting hit by Veritania and freaking what's that guy's name? Baron or something. I don't know. But yeah, you see the point. So you collect the Riths. What is this guy? Yeah, Baron. Yeah, it's kind of fun, but whatever. Like I said, that it doesn't matter if you die in that because yeah, you don't lose XP. So although like I said, I usually don't. But even if you do die, it's whatever. Right? So you can keep running these, right? Um, let's see. Yeah, so just run them, right? You drop, you can also drop the exalted orbs, right? The influence exalts, which sell for quite a bit. I drop them fairly often. I might have some in my stash. I don't know. I usually sell them every set. So I usually run like the 20 maps, right? The at a time, and then I'll just liquidate and go next. Because I usually don't do much more than that at a time. One set you can do in less than an hour, and you can easily make like 10D. Even with like bad RNG, like no what's it called? No influence exalt, no conflict orbs or anything like that. But usually on average you'll get at least one or two of both of those, right, per set. I'm doing this full breach. Normally I wouldn't do the full breach, but I'm doing it just because I'm kind of like not really thinking. But oh, this that happens every now and then. That's like maybe the third freaking or fourth divine shrine I've found. Actually, just kind of funny. Yeah, be careful of those though, because the mobs can't die. They until you click the thing, right? But the fact that it lasts so short of a time as well is really silly. Yeah. Got a little bit unlucky there because I didn't drop any maps, but yeah. Yeah, mapping is pretty safe, pretty easy. Um, just make sure to press your Progenesis at the start of the map. You're pretty much good to go. You don't need Progenesis again. It does help, right? Because it gives you Chaos Res, um, and you know having at least uh like zero Chaos Res and not negative is like definitely noticeable, right? And also gives you the 20%, 25% DR basically because you leech off all the damage really easily. Yeah. So again, the idea behind Strand here in particular, again, I've been running more beach maps than Strand, but Strand is nice, because it's very narrow, right? So you run less of a risk. There's other maps too that are nice, a little bit longer. They're like Underground River is like very much a straightforward map, and only downside is it's quite a bit longer. But the idea is you want to just basically as passively as possible kill as many things as possible. You don't want to have to go out of your way to kill stuff, right? Right, you know, and when you pick up like an Echo Shrine or something, I would definitely be more inclined to just run around and kill more things because it's faster to do so, right? Or like a what's it called, the Acceleration Shrine as well. Um, Again, you don't need shrines to do this. See, yeah. Again, don't worry about deception. Contracts that aren't deception. At least I don't bother with them because they never sell. Yeah, she also does a lot of damage if you don't kill her fast. So just be careful of that. Yeah, you don't really drop uniques, or at least good ones. I've dropped a Beanos doing this strat, and that's it. I guess that could have been any T0, right, or T1, whatever that is. But, it sold for like 100 or 200 C or something. I don't know. It's not important. The point is like most of your currency is very consistent, right? Because you're getting these maps very consistently. You're getting these frags, at least one every map, right? Um, if not more. Um, so you'll have at least like 5 of them, right? After you've done the full rotation of 5 sets or 5 imitations each, right? But yeah, again, I typically price these maps a little bit under. Obviously, you can price them depending on the map layout. It does make a difference for stuff like Elder Slayers and what are the other ones called? The Twisted, right? Elder Guardians, whatever the Elder Guardians are called. I don't recommend doing Elder Guardians just because they're freaking annoying. Because take a while to phase. I mean, you don't have to kill the map boss, but killing the map boss, like the normal map boss, takes like no time. So I would prefer to do that over waiting and then phasing them and phasing them. So they have like 3 phases, right? You know, versus this, right, where it's like pretty good kind of. This guy, this guy does phase sometimes. Like, I might do it here. I'll see if I just. Yeah, see, and now it's like just kind of waiting for him to do his thing, and then you can kill him, right? And you can kill him through his DR. You don't really need to worry about doing anything with that. But yeah. Usually I set up a portal like before I enter, like as I'm entering, you know, just for speed sake. But right now I'm not really trying to go giga fast because I'm kind of talking at the same time, so it's a little bit hard for me to multitask like that. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of do an overview because I'm about to level my Juggernaut. Um, and kind of review because this is my league starter, and honestly, I think it was. I mean, this is my second league. You have to keep in mind, like my second real league, right? Like I played. I've only started playing PoE 1 like after PoE 2. So, I mean, I tried it like years and years and years ago, but I couldn't get into it. Um, but yeah, after PoE 2, it kind of like see. Normally, I would just go. I wouldn't kill. Grab this. This is always nice to have. This feels like if you get the Chaos Explode Shrine, this feels fantastic. You know, you just run around, explode everything. Shrines are great. Obviously, like I said, I mean, you saw, you know, no shrine gameplay. I can do the next map without clicking shrines as well. I'll do that. Why not? Actually, no, this is the last one on this. Oh, I'll do, yeah. I was not planning on doing. Oh, a little bit too jumpy there. Okay. Yeah, you don't need shrines. You can literally kill these guys, no problem. I tend to just Whirling Blades like once out of the way because he fires the things. You don't need to. Like I said, I should be able to tank it, but I don't want to risk it. Um, Usually I don't pick up any maps that aren't Beach or Jungle Valley or dunes because they just don't like. What's the point? Like they don't sell for anything. Um, but yeah, this combo, by the way, like these scarabs are giga cheap, right? Nobody really uses these. What is it? Conversion. What? Conversion. Yeah. So don't ignore this. It's at least 1 to 2. If you're not getting 1 to 2, then you're trolling. Yeah. So I would sell like 1 to 2.5 or whatever, right? So you just go like, uh, you know, something like this, 12, 13, whatever. And list it, and you'll get them right. Obviously, you can scale this up, but you should be doing over 1 to 2, or at least 1 to 2 minimum on this. So it's very cheap, right? You get 20 for 10 at least, right? And then the escalation is even cheaper. Well, okay, no, but you it's about the same, right? It's about the same. So it's like 1 to 2, to or 1 to 1.5. Either way, it's compared to some of the other strats, right? Like ambush and all that have like really expensive, even harvest, right? That have expensive scarabs, right? Because harvest, like maybe you don't use awakening, but you do at least use doubling and maybe cornucopia, maybe you know, whatever. But even doubling is like 8C, right? That's not accurate. It's like 8C or something, right? And you know, comparing, okay, it's 10C, right? Yeah. So as you can see, it's expensive, right? Comparing that to, okay, maybe you spend say 12C on the map, right? So because I can look, right? Beach map, beach map, and city map. And look, the 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 14. Don't buy the 14 ones. That's a little expensive. What you can do is you just buy the 12 ones, and then you say, okay, and we go strand, right? Okay, 15. Strand's a little expensive right now because yeah, it's by far the most. I bought up all the cheap ones. That's why actually, but it's by far like the best I would say. Strand is. Beach is good. Maybe you can. Dunes is maybe a little expensive. Too. Okay, no, 8C. Dunes is good. Dunes is very easy. You basically just want a map that allows you to like quickly like clear as much as possible without wasting too much time, and then run to the boss, kill it, and then sorry, and then kill the conqueror right as fast as possible, and then just do that on repeat. Do the imitation, kill more conquerors, do the imitation, kill more, kill more. Easy, right? Yeah, you can work through these in a matter of uh I don't know. I haven't timed it to be honest. Like I don't have the time map device. I don't really want to time it because I'm not about like all that. I do generally try to go like somewhat quickly, but I don't really care too much as long as I'm making like enough currency, which I generally am. Again, there's so many um like alternate forms of revenue from the strat. You've got scarabs, you've got maps, you've got all the stuff related to like Maven and Conquerors, right? Like the frags, the chisels, the this and that and the other, right? Like I didn't show. So like scarabs, of course, but you get these, right? You get the Maven chisels. I don't have any right now. Well, I can show you, right? So right here, yeah. So Maven Ritz, right? Um, Generally the splinters on their own are the same ratio. If you add it all up, sometimes it's a little bit different. I don't bother because like it's they auto combine into Ritz anyway. I don't want to have to deal with all that. Yeah, you drop Hunter's Exalt, right? Maybe a Redeemer's Exalt, maybe a Crusader, maybe a Warrior or whatever. And then you sell those, right? So like that's 90C for one, right? And I've dropped like just today alone, I dropped like 4 or 5, right? So like, and then of course these, right? So you sell 6 of them, you get 72, right? And this is just from that, right? This isn't including any chisels. Generally, you have a fair number of chisels after doing it, right? Like maybe like 5, 4, right? Those are worth something. You drop the scarabs, like uh, bloodline, right? Okay, possibly PC, right? Sometimes you drop a containment, you know, the whatever their fancy ultimatum one is, and something like which is nice. You can always read one the scarabs as well, right? After you get enough of them. And then some of them, like Anarchy, sells for like, not Anarchy, what's a good one? These aren't really good. But some of them sell for like 1 to 1 or whatever, and then you build up enough and you liquidate, right? Um, yeah. Regardless. And then the same with these scouting reports, right? They're like 1 to 2C each. What else? Yeah. It's like 1 to 6.1. It's about the same ratio, right? Yeah, you drop some of these, right? Like this one is like 5C base. Okay, drop it in for like 4 or 5C, whatever. ID it, maybe it's worth a little more. Yeah, you drop all these maps, right? These are like 2C each. I generally sell these for 2C. You can sell them for 1C, but that's like half the profit, and like they will sell for 2C. It just takes a little bit longer. These things I usually sell for around 6C. Yeah, 6C. These ones are 9. I usually price them at 9 to. This one is a good one because it's Jungle Valley, so people want it, so it's priced a little bit higher. But if you look at like Beach is not a good example either. But what else? I don't have another one. But yeah, if it's like some like I don't know, what is it? Like, I don't know. I can't think of it. Anyway, if it's like a Phantasmagoria or whatever, that's obviously not going to sell for as much. But so I just list them all for 9. Um, 9 or 10, right? What you can do is you can list them all for 10 and then drop the price on the ones that don't sell to like 9 or 8. Right? But either way, you get a bunch of these maps, right? Um, you add them up. You get T17s also, of course, because you're doing map drop. So you get like, around like one every other map, at least. I would say on average, probably one every other map. Sounds about right. Maybe one every 2 maps. Um, so yeah, and of course you can, if you really wanted to. I'm a bit tired, getting late. Um, you could roll these for more mods so that you get more bang for your buck on this scarab, right? But I mean, even with just 4 mods, it's still 40% increase mass pound, right? Which is it's very noticeable. Like you take the scarab out, and it's also working in conjunction with this, right? So all the maps that are dropping are having a chance to convert, right, to cheaper Elder Conqueror maps, right? Or synth ones too. And the synth ones as well. I tend to save the synth ones because I do like running synth rotations myself because they're like very like brain off, very easy, like really good for XP. What am I doing? Oh yeah, let's check the price. They're like 5C each, right? Which is nice. So if you want to sell them too, that's plus profit. I tend to not, right? I also generally don't sell all of bubblegum currency I pick up. Um, I keep the chisels. I keep the balls because I use them. The gem cutters, I don't use them. Whetstones, exalts, I haven't sold many of those, or because I use them occasionally. Same with the nulls, right? Like ancient orbs. Like I haven't sold a lot of the stuff that you can also sell for profit too. And of course, once your graph blood fills up, you can run and cash that out for uniques or currency or whatever. Right. Obviously, that's going to depend. I have a bunch of provisioning ones because I used to have a provisioning raft, so I've got all those saved up. And I mean, I've been using it a little bit for like jewels and stuff to try and get jewels, but yeah, it's all right. And then last but not least, I wanted. Oh, let's do the invitation. Well, tell us. I want to. I'm going for a new character. I mentioned it briefly, but it's a Shield Crush character. Shield Crush Juggernaut. Um, roughly based on a video that I saw from this guy doing deep delve with it with the same kind of build. And it looked cool and it looked really tanky, so I decided to give my spin on it. Um, and give it a go. Just because the main thing that I don't have with this character is super tankiness. You can definitely optimize for more tankiness, but I don't really see the need because it does the oops, I should not have. Yeah, okay. So you can see you get chisels, you get the wrists, right? You get or the splinters. They combine to the wrist. You get sometimes you get influenced items that are okay. You also drop maps here, and you can also drop awakened supports too, and those sell for anywhere from like 30 to you know multiple divine, depending on the ones you get. Right, if you get lucky. For example, I have these two: awaken brutality, awaken the physical damage that I dropped. Right, each of these are worth like not much when they're um not leveled, but I don't bother leveling them. I'm putting these in just because I am gonna use them on my new character. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just level them right myself. It doesn't take too long, and that way I can use them earlier because they won't be super high level or fun. But yeah, like 60 chaos here. 60 chaos, 59 chaos here, right? So you drop these every now and then. Um, I would say on average you probably drop one every 20, or every like 5 rotations, right? Maybe a little bit less than that. Generally, they're not super valuable, but sometimes you get a good one, right? Um, so yeah, that's about it. I guess I can go over the jug stuff real quick. Like I said, I'm gonna be using the Ralakesh Arms combo, as well as not this shop. As well as this jewel here. And then I'm gonna be running Shield Crush, so the new Emperor's Vigilance, right? I want to give that a go. A little bit of armor stacking doesn't, it's not crazy, but you get around like 200 armor ish, maybe a little bit less. Because I'm still not sure if I want to take the one armor increase jug mode over the action speed one. Soul Ascension, Rise of Destiny, just recoup, recoup. Yeah, you're basically going for max res, right? All these jewels are max res jewels. Um, you're going for recoup, regen. Um, yeah, you got a ton of armor, so your phys reduction is decent. What else? Um, yeah, that's kind of the idea, right? You're running Whispers of Doom. I haven't anointed that yet. It needs to be that, so you can run Punishment and Assassin's Mark. You're going crit. Yeah, Impale as well with these rune graphs, right? And, overall, it's just a good time. Seems pretty solid, right? And it's gonna be Giga Tanky. Oh yeah, Pride as well. Running Pride as well. Because you're gonna be smacking guys, right? Yeah, should be good. Leveling gear here. I'm gonna do that after I end, which is gonna be now. So yeah, hope this was maybe helpful to somebody. Or I mean, I'm basically just doing this just to catalog my experience with the league. It's been great. I've had a lot of fun. I've made more currency than I did last league, and I've learned a lot more about the game. Again, this is like my second real league. I didn't start playing. I briefly tried out Settlers. After PV2 came out. I didn't really get too deep into Frisia. I league started, but then I didn't really get much past the beginning, like the campaign, really. So I don't really count that. And then I played the Pox private league before 3.26. A little bit into endgame, but more like early to mid endgame. I didn't really get that far. And then last league I got into endgame, and this league I got even also into to end more of an endgame progression, right? And I'm planning to continue going because I mean I haven't killed many I haven't killed any Ubers yet, so I want to do that. I can do that on this build for sure if I learn the mechanics. But I think I'm going to try it on the other build because the other build is going to be way tankier. And it's going to do a lot of damage. So, yeah, that's the plan. All right. Yeah, that's about it. I think that's everything. All right, I'm gonna skate out. Peace.